And Peter Brookes with us right now. Peter, of course, favorite guest of ours, a former Bush 43 Deputy Assistant Defense Secretary, so much more. Peter, when I look at what's happening in Hong Kong here, we always say no, rational country will respond violently to stuff like this, because in this case, the world's seeing it. Maybe mainland Chinese aren't seeing it, but the world is, and it's not going to be like it was 30 years ago, because everything's different. Do you buy that?
Well, look, I mean, China has a lot at stake in Hong Kong, and I think there's a number of issues they're concerned about. Obviously, reputational costs. If they do move militarily or with the People's Armed Police into Hong Kong, this would affect them across the globe. There's other countries that are watching, for instance, Taiwan, who China has tried to tell them to come back to China and unify with them under one country, two systems, which is what is going on in Hong Kong. They certainly wouldn't be happy about this. We could also see capital flight, Neil, out of Hong Kong, people leaving. So China has to be very concerned. And what happened in 1989 in Tiananmen had a long-standing effect on China. We still have sanctions on China over Tiananmen, and some other countries do as well, especially on military systems and military weaponry and high tech. So China does not want to go back down this road again if they can contain the situation in Hong Kong.
Well, a number of financial entities, the run-up and the down notwithstanding, are concerned that whatever tensions ease between the U.S. and China today with this overture on the part of the Trump administration on trade, Moody says the de-escalation in ongoing tensions between the U.S. and China may be only a temporary reprieve. They go on to say the U.S. and China will remain contentious, punctuated with occasional steps toward compromise, but not very optimistic, it would seem, that there will be.
Well, we're competitors. There's no question about that. Whether you're talking about economically, politically, China's trying to increase its influence around the world. Militarily, think about the South China Sea, issues over North Korea, China's military buildup. These are great power competitions that are going on between us and China, followed by us and Russia. So China plans to replace us, the preeminent power in the Pacific, and globally if possible. This is their plan. So yes, there are naturally going to be tensions with China over a number of different areas.
All right. Thank you, my friend Peter Brookes, on all of that. We are told that the 34,000 Hong Kong force has been told to make it very clear they're not going anywhere. They're not leaving until the protesters leave, but the protesters aren't leaving. And then this sort of Mexican standoff, albeit one in Hong Kong, continues. And there are indications here that they are not, that is, the Hong Kong authorities, going to conduct business as usual. They've been using pepper spray, tear gas, pepper balls. They've been dressed as protesters themselves to make it known they are not taking this as they have before, quietly or remotely. Right now, very loudly and increasingly violently.